Hey guys, welcome back to the Friday Vlog, where we discuss activity that goes on here with the BuzWeaver channel. That includes things like current events, headlines that are in the news, pop culture, social media, technology, and items of interest that come up during the week that also may include a short or even a community post. So thank you guys for participating on those if you're here on YouTube, of course. But all of you across New Tech as well as YouTube, it's been an amazing 2024. And of course, I hope everyone had a very Merry Christmas and Hanukkah and those particular activities that you may engage in. But nonetheless, guys, thank you so much for the support here in 2024.
We start things off from the Daily Mail. Joe Rogan reveals whether Trump will release government's UFO secrets. Now, you guys will have to let me know down in the comments section if you have a sense of fascination or other entertained ideas by, of, or about UFOs. Of course, they are unidentified flying objects. Now, I am a bit of a pragmatist, as it were, an existentialist. And I don't really get into the whole UFO thing, right? I'm sure there are things out there that we can't identify. And then, of course, there's always things that government doesn't want us to know. We already see this now, for example, in New Jersey. And, of course, we see and have seen recently in the collapse of COVID and all the things that the government is willing to say whatever it has to say to do what it thinks will keep everyone in control, everyone calm, of course, because government is supposed to be confidence. But, yeah, I've never been like a huge fan of UFOs. I've just never really seen the appeal to it. It always seems like any of the shows or whatever we see on TV, there never is any conclusion to it, right? Like the Bigfoot and all these things. There's never really a conclusion to it, or the ghost hunters and all these things. You never really see what the entire show is supposed to be presenting, yet they have these shows and they go on for years, right? Joe Rogan revealed whether or not Donald Trump will release classified information on UFOs, that's unidentified flying objects, not aliens, when he becomes president. Now, see, this is one of those things about the human mind, right? You take a word as unassuming as unidentified flying objects, and everyone turns it into something more than it really is. But that's the human psyche, right? That's just the human condition. In a recent episode of the Joe Rogan Experience, a podcaster sat down with filmmaker James Fox to discuss government transparency around the mystery drones sightings that many believe to be UFOs. Now, of course, if you go to the BuzWeaver channel and you go over here across the tabs to community post or community, you'll see that I have been very active with posting various things. And, of course, we did have a post on the drones there. Of course, you can't edit, apparently, when you go in here. You can only delete and rewrite it. So I just left it at Easter instead of Eastern, but I'm sure you guys probably figured all that out. But, of course, it's been kind of fun seeing you guys react to those community posts. But so I just, yeah, I don't think that the drones in New Jersey are UFOs. It's hard to say. I think a lot of those things were, and some of the ones that were hard to see, a lot of that was just camera flare in some of those instances. Of course, see, Rogan is not optimistic that Trump will be any more open than President Joe Biden has been about UFOs, and is unsure if he will release any classified documents about them. Now, of course, the documents would pertain to unidentified flying objects and not specifically aliens. Now, maybe I'm repeating myself, but I think in a lot of these situations, there really probably isn't anything to reveal outside of the fact that they can't be identified. And, of course, government doesn't like to look like it doesn't know something. That's really more of the cover-up, more of why they try to keep it hushed up and classified, because they may not just know, or they just want people to believe that there may be something there as almost like a distraction. When I confronted Mr. Trump, he was very cagey, very cagey. He didn't tell us ish, Rogan said. It was basically like neither confirm nor deny. I think he knows something. I just don't think he's interested. And I think he does know something, and there just isn't anything of interest. See, that's the other thing that isn't considered, right, in these situations, because people have a tendency to have one-directional thinking, and they just stick to that. And the idea that they would be wrong about something, of course, would be part of that ego defense. So that's the other issue when it comes to skepticism and these things like that. You know, I always say, are skeptics ever skeptical about their skepticism, and are doubters ever doubtful about their doubts? Because it's like, okay, if this is your mindset, how are you able to absorb information and gather information, reconcile and then be critical about things if you're just going in one direction. Referencing a statement Trump made about the government's knowledge of the drone sightings, Rogan said, when you think of the capabilities of the United States military, it doesn't make any sense that they can't figure out what's going on. Now, of course, these are two different stories he's talking about now. He's referring to the drones. And I'm sure if Trump were in office, he would probably come out and say what it may be or give some sort of roundabout answer to it. I think what Trump said is probably correct, that the government knows they know what's happening and they don't want to tell people. It's possible they do know things, but it's also possible that they don't know things. As the expression goes, some people don't know that they don't know. And government can't be seen as though they don't know because, like we've said, government has to be confident. They have to be there. People have to believe that they can believe in their government. And if their government has the best interest of the people in mind, which we already know that isn't necessarily the case, but there is that sense of optimism bias, right? That illusion. Because when it came to Joe Biden's admin, of course, I would argue that the left, the only reason they liked it was because it was ideological. There wasn't anything tangible to what Joe Biden was doing, particularly when it comes to the economy and the things that we were going through here in our country. And with what was going on with COVID, people had to get the jab or you didn't get your job and this, that, and the other. And it's extraordinary, isn't it, how things can be so ideological in one's mind. If one thinks that things are great under a Joe Biden, then everything is going to be great, despite the fact that everything in practical reality is not working out that way. And, of course, they argued that everything was doing well. So, remember, this is the same government you have to try to give credence to when it comes to UFOs, which is how can you get correct information if the government is willing not to be honest with the public? Look, our military knows where they took off from, of course. And if it's a garage, they can go right into the garage. They know where it came from and where it went. Of course they do. Of course they know exactly where these things are. If these people can chase down a doting grandmother who's walking around the Capitol 3 hours after an incident happened there, and they're just wandering around gawking, looking to see what was going on, and they can get arrested, they can figure this stuff out. I'm absolutely confident of it. And, of course, here's more of the mystery sightings. And we covered that here on the channel as well. I just thought it was kind of amusing that so much was being made of what was going on there in New Jersey. And sometimes it is to test the community, because it is an exercise, right? The reactions of the people, getting all the content, recording, all these things are all, of course, being observed and analyzed. And, of course, the whole drone situation in itself is the exercise. So it is kind of amusing that all that's going on. Now, I would play you the video, but as you saw down here, there's a few expletives in there. But you get the idea here. Of course, Rogan being Rogan. And, of course, it being the holidays and everything's kind of slowed down. Naturally, these types of topics are going to come up because this is what seems to come up during these particular situations around this slow news period? Slow news period. But that was pretty amusing. I hope everyone had a great Christmas and Hanukkah and all those that celebrate this time of year. I hope everyone had a wonderful, wonderful weekend, or will have a wonderful weekend, had a wonderful week. And, yeah, I had a really good one myself, in case anyone was wondering. But that's what I had for you guys this Friday.
All right, guys, so that's going to wrap it up for this Friday vlog. Thank you for the likes, the shares, and the comments. Below this video, you can find the various social media links that I belong to. So if you're a Prime member or order frequently from Amazon, my landing page link is right there. Bookmark it, use it anytime you like, watch your videos, and place your orders. As well as if you're looking for a VPN, I like TrustZone. I trust TrustZone. They've been great. They've been amazing. So if you're interested in a VPN, definitely check out TrustZone. But all of you guys across New Tech, thank you. BitChute, Rumbles, Odyssey. It's been amazing. Interesting changes to some of those, but it's been a really good year. I'm really happy about 2024. And hopefully everybody enjoyed their holiday, had a great time. But yeah, we'll get back into it. We're at that awkward period between Christmas and New Year's, but we're going to make it through. There might be a video or two here or there, or maybe a little bit of another break, but we'll just kind of see. But nonetheless, guys, thank you so much for your continued support. Appearing there on the screen, that'd be the channel icon for all of you watching here on YouTube. You guys can click on that to subscribe, as well as to select notifications. That way you know when there's content here on the channel. And I'll see all you guys next week behind the Galaxy phone camera.